Okay, we are ongoing recording guys. Para sa ating paramin sa school at makita ninyo. I present to you the report of the group 1. Narinig ba yun?
Yes, sir.
Good day, Sir Jake Espinal. Good day to my fellow criminology students. We, the Group 1 of this Criminology 3-2, will be reporting the topic that was given upon to us by our Prof. Sir Jake Espinal. So let's proceed to the Technical Writing Report 1. Introduction to Police Report Writing. In previous years, much emphasis was placed on grammar, spelling, and punctuation when conducting a report writing course, especially during our younger academic years on the elementary level and high school level. Bringing students to
Echo, may
minimum
echo.
level in these areas was a difficult task. Yeah.
Upang mas mahasa pa ang mga kaalaman ng ating mga law enforcer.
We, the
Ganyan ba yung ano nyo? Paggawa nyo, may echo kasi. Group 1.
Sir,
Group 1 of this Criminology 3-2
May echo ang inyong ano.
To follow the pre-writing process. And you know that pre-writing process are very
wala
important.
naman sir.
Ng mga public and private agencies, kagaya sabihin natin motor trade, may program sila.
Okay, okay na yan siguro. Okay ta.
In addition, many report writing instructors are not equipped to present these subjects. So now that computers are available virtually everywhere, these spellings, punctuations, and grammatical matters are no longer such an overriding issue, especially this pandemic, because most of the educations are done on online classes. These allow students to concentrate on what is the most important element for good police report writing, especially to us criminology students, which is and has always been content. In short, a case report's focus and therefore the resulting content are different than the focus and content of a witness's statement. So saying here that the focus and content of the report made by the police and their police report writing are different than the focus and content of the witness's statement. So they sometimes contradict each other or sometimes support one another. Let's proceed. An evidence log's focus and content are different than a probable cause affidavit. They differ from one another. They're not the same, but they have similarities at some point. In fact, the type of material that needs to be included in one arrest reports may vary substantially from what the officer should put into the very next arrest report. Introductory report writing is really a study of how to focus on these reports. Consequently, the three most important rules of report writing are first, content, second, content, and last is content. This course employs a bare bones lecture format. So content is the most vital part of introductory report writing. It is the most important part. That is the point of that introductory report writing. This course, each subject is presented just giving enough information to build a foundation. So if you have enough information to create the content, it builds the foundation in order for the introductory report writing to become successful. By saying that it is the foundation, it is the groundwork that laid foundation to that. It is then up to the student to find his or her own way to successfully complete the homework assignment. So, by the teacher or the prof giving ideas or queries to the students, it builds the groundwork and the students must find the answer so they will build for the content. Yeah, just like I have said, it is the professor's job to give the right queries or groundwork for the students to find the answers and lay the foundation. Also, remember the most also important part of introductory report writing. There must be a note taking. And the 5W questions in Y1H, those are the who, what, where, when, why, and how informations. So this class will examine some principles for taking some comprehensive notes. The who, what, where, when, and why, and how approach is a basic framework for good notes taking. The who, what, when approach really links the field notes processes to the case or arrest reports. So they are the one that gives the most vital informations during the introductory report writing. The who is presumpting that who is the one, who is the suspect, who did this saw on the crime scene, on what transpired, what happened in order for that scene to happen, or when, or what is the time, or when does it happen. These approaches really links the field notes process to the case for arrest report. When completing a set field of notes, an officer should ask if he has answered all these questions. If so, he has a good start on a top-notch report. So you see, by having that foundation or that groundwork on asking queries such as the 5Ws and 1H, it makes it is already on the way on becoming a top-notch report. Also, an officer should ask if he has answered all these questions. If so, the next step in the process is recognizing these notes into a better presentation model. This is done in this course by using a mind mapping or weaving technique. These are some of the techniques that are used in order for the report to be a top notch. Yeah. So field notes. Student needs to learn how to quickly take pen and paper field notes, and even with all the electronic equipment available today, electronic recorders can be dropped, fail, or have the batteries go dead at the worst possible moments. So how do you view report writing? Those are some questions that I want to leave on to you. Do you consider it important in public safety profession? Why do you write it in the first place? To answer this question, you must proceed to the later courses that my batchmates will be teaching you. So I hope you learned something and thank you for listening.
Comprehensive dictionary, it defines a report as account of any occurrence prepared after a true investigation. It is stated that the report is an account or statement describing in detail a new event, situation, or act usually as a result of observation or inquiry. Report is a result of a certain investigation or inquiry in a certain situation and event. Most reports written by public safety officers are in the form of either narrative, informative writing. Narrative report writing is a telling a story that occurred in real life. It opposed to narrative fiction writing, which is a product of writer's imagination. The writer, the writer in a standard format and present the facts accurately and objectively. Like other forms of communication, it has to be written in the way that reader clearly grasps or understands the incident as intended by the writer. The, it says to be, it says to be that the public safety officer shall write a report in a narrative or informative writing, so the people may believe on the said report, and it defines that the report is in a real situation, not in imagination of a writer. In the context of organization, a report is considered a permanent record of activities, events, or occurrences used by the leader and manager as the basis in making administrative and operational decisions. Within a public organization, such as police, fire, and jail services, a report is a written of an incident, an inquiry or investigation of the incident, which aim to inform readers who were not present in the incident of the facts and then recommend and practicable measures for decision makers to the subject of inquiry. It is a crucial document upon which activities are anchored. It is the basis of police officers to investigate cases, arrest lawbreakers, prosecute criminals, and hunt. On the basis of its report, fire launch information drives on fire prevention program and jail visit, correctional police, and security. It says to be that the report is important in different services like police, fire, and jail services because it is a permanent record of activities, events, or occurrences that may lead the members of certain group to decide on these activities. It is also the basis of the plan for the future and also for the present.
If you are a public safety officer, A is the proof that are your job, whether you do it well or not, is reflected in the quality of the document. That is in the accuracy, completeness, and understanding ability of the which is what will remain long after the action is over. After you have arrested the most wanted criminal, after you have fallen from burning building, or after you have recaptured a jail escapee, unless you are able to recapture on video or camera every action or accomplishment in the line of duty. You and your will not be spared from public scrutiny and criticism. That is a fact every public safety must face. Unless you keep notes, hit the keyboard, and maintain a file, you may able to defend yourself from people who are on the prowl to out your alleged in action. Short writings are mistakes as you perform your job. A public safety officer's action, whether he is performing his job well or not during his duty, would be visible on the quality of the report document. The accuracy, completeness, and understandable of the content in the document, the public safety officer must provide untrustworthy evidence to avoid any public scrutiny and criticism. Taking down notes, saving files, or capturing it with camera or video could defend the public safety officers from the people who are finding the mistakes during their job. Evidently, not only are you as a public safety officer expected to respond swiftly to a call or incident, you are also expected to document clearly, accurately, and completely your response to the incident. Effective public safety should be followed by effective documentation. Conversely, undocumented action is tantamount to inaction unless you prove through your report that you have done your job. Defense lawyers of the suspected offenders can easily assail your credibility as a witness. Public safety officer's job is not only to respond, also to document clearly, accurately, and understandable what happened in the incident. The unwritten actions during the duty would be tantamount to inaction. That's why public safety officers should write all the happenings during his duty. Report, report writing, therefore, is not discretionary activity but necessity. Documentation is as important as the actual job performance. Report writing is not done depending on the mood to write a report document, but it is a must necessarily be done in every time of duty.
Good morning, Sir Jake. Good morning mga kabady, mga kabatch. So, dito naman po tayo sa uses of report. So, sa uses of report, dito po natin ginagamit yung report pagdating sa public service. So, sabi po dito, no matter how good an investigator you are, whether in police, corrections, probations, or security, you have to be a good writer as well. So, people above you in the chain of command see your reports. So, sa paggawa po ng report, sa technical report writing, napaka-importante po nung punctuations, yung good grammar, at yung pulido po na pagkakagawa. Tandaan po natin na sa ginagawa nating report, doon po nagbe-base ang court. So, sabi po dito, the people above you in the chain of command see your reports. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, hindi lahat yung mga nakakataas sa atin, hindi naman kasi nila tayo nakikita, they do not always see us in action. So, sa report po sila nagbe-base. So, napaka-importante po na maayos at maganda po ang paggagawa ng ating technical writing report. So, dito naman po tayo sa statistical information. So, ano nga ba itong statistical information? This is the reports are gathered to determine crime trends and provide statistical information on crime incidents in a particular location in consideration of other variables such as population, income, class, and standard of living. So, guys, mga kabady, na pagdating sa mga technical report writing, mga kabady, gumagawa din tayo ng mga statistical data kung saan ba maganda maglagay, kung gaano ba kadami ang dapat nating ilagay na police power sa mga high crime rate area. Dahil po dito, na-determine natin kung saan ba dapat mas maglagay ng mga puwersa ng ating mga law enforcers sa isang particular na lugar upang masolusyonan o mabawasan yung mga krimen sa particular na area na yon. So, dahil nga sa mga report na ginagawa natin, syempre dito din nagbe-base ang gobyerno kung maglalaan ba sila ng pondo or logistical support para mas mapaayos ang programa ng gobyerno o yung mga sinasabi nating training upang mas mahasa pa ang mga kaalaman ng ating mga law enforcer. So for the third one, reference for development of operational. So what is this? So strategies, policy changes, and training program formulation. So reports are reliable tools in management's decision to institute tactical changes. So update policies and enforce more stringent rules relevant to the safety officer's job. So tandaan natin dito sa reference for development of operational, tandaan natin yung mga reports na mga ginagawa natin, yan yung basihan ng mga nakakataas sa atin. So halimbawa sa PNP or BJMP, dito sila nagbe-base kung need ba palitan yung tao o yung nagawa ng report, o sila po ang magdidesisyon kung tayo ay itsapuera na, tatanggalin na sa serbisyo dahil sa mga hindi natin ginagawa na maayos yung trabaho natin, lalo na po sa pagsusulat ng mga report. So para mas mapa-improve yung sinasabi natin training, syempre dapat pulido. Sinasabi natin na maganda, dapat pulido, maganda ang paggagawa ng report. Kasi kung maganda ang report na ginagawa natin, magkakaroon po ng programa ang ating gobyerno upang magkaroon ng mga training na sinasabi natin training ang ating mga law enforcers para mas paganda pa, magkaroon pa silang kaalaman pagdating sa law enforcement. So, sunod naman mga kabady, yung ating source of stories by media. So, ano nga ba ito? So, reports, particularly police reports, are an important source of news. Stories for media, men buying to grab tomorrow's headline, accidents, shooting incidents, robbery, kidnapping, and grisly crimes, destructive fires. These are the staples of everyday news on TV, radio, and print media. So, documentation of these incidents is the role of corresponding public safety officer. So, ano po ba ang role ng media natin? So, ang role po ng media natin, sila yung nagre-report ng mga nangyayari araw-araw. O nakikita naman natin, sila yung kinukuha nila yung mga information nito sa public safety officer, sa PNP, sa BGMP. So, sa totoo lang, marami mga kapulisan o mga public servants ang natatakot sa media dahil napaka-powerful na po nating media ngayon. Dahil sa isang click lang, pwede kang masira, pwede kang mapatalsik sa serbisyo at lahat ng pinaghirapan mo ay bigla na lang mawawala. So, yun po yung papel ng ating media. Yun, ganun po sila importante at pinapahalagahan.
And now let's move to the basis for performance evaluation. On the professional note, you as a public safety officer, the quality of your reports that you submitted to your superiors will be undergo of evaluation. In the reason of that your superior is not all the time with you as you perform your job, especially when you are in the field and um, on the special operation missions. The reason why your reports will be served as the basis by superiors to know your activities, skills, um, and your decisions. And of course, to be able to express fluently on what you have done. And this might will contribute to a positive appraisal of your performance. And this way, you will save your superior's time from checking the grammatical errors, spelling, and punctuation. And now, let's move to the who will read your report. In this, your possible reader might be a supervisor, a judge, a victim, a witness, a mediaman, or a prosecutor. That's why your police report will reflect you and your the whole organization. That's why the report must be well organized, accurate, concise, and complete. And now let's move to the officer on patrol. The report will start from the officer who are assigned to patrol on the particular area or the officer who responds in the incident. The pre-writing process will begin from the first responder, which will do the note-taking, where all the details of facts, informations of the event are being gathered. The responding officer must take down notes the relevant informations like what type of incident occurred, who are the persons involved, the location where the incident happened, how it was occurred, and why it was occurred. Like the 5 W's and H. Yun lang. And now let's move to the report writer. Actually, the responding officer serves also to be the person who writes the report of the same incident. However, it is not usually happened here in our country. The responding officer will pass the gathered information to another public safety officer, which the investigator, who are in charge in the writing the report. Usually, the incomplete and inaccurate of the report are occurs when the informations are not totally gathered by the responding officer to the investigator. And the probability of committing an errors in report writing, it's either because of responding officer or the investigator who becomes tired to follow the pre-writing process. And you know that pre-writing process are very important. Therefore, the templates on writing report are carefully secure and safe and may revisit them during the time of drafting to ensure, of course, the report are accurate and complete.
Good day, everyone. My name is John Cedric Borja, and my report is all about immediate superior, station chief, department level, and Congress. So sa immediate superior po, ang nakalagay dito is after isulat ni report writer ang draft report, is dadalahin ito at re-reviewin ni division chief. After reviewin ni division chief, ang draft report is dadalahin niya ito kay chief of police para reviewin ulit at lagdaan. So dahil sa hectic na schedule ni chief of police, iuutos na lang niya ito sa kanyang subordinate para ito ang gumawa at trumabaho ng draft report para gawing report. Station chief. Sa station chief po, after ibigay ni subordinate yung ginawa niyang report, is babasahin ito at re-reviewin ni station chief, at pag nakitang wala na itong mali, tsaka niya ito pipirmahan. At pag napirmahan na ito ni station chief, ang lahat ng responsibility na meron sa report is mapupunta na sa kanya dahil pinirmahan niya na ito. Either maganda man ito or pangit. Department level. Sa department level, meron tayong mga kasong sensational, scandalous, and shocking to general public. If this case are become national interest, pwedeng ibigay agad ni Chief of Police ang report sa immediate superior officer gaya ng provincial directors to regional director and secretary ng DILG. If that case catches the attention of the chief executive or the president, yung report from Chief of Police ang magiging basehan ng Office of the President pagdating sa case review. Congress. Sa Congress, kapag yung sensational crime na yun ay nahook yung attention ng general public at nagdulot ng pagkagalit at panghusga mula sa mga influential groups like religious and business groups, yung copy ng report na ay mapupunta sa dalawang house ng Congress, which are the Senate and the House of Representatives. Meron ding mga times na yung incident report or crime na yun ay umaabot na sa plenary session ng Philippine Congress. Yung mga example ng mga crime incident na umabot sa atensyon ng Congress ay yung Kuratong Baliling, a multiple murder case in May 1995, Luneta hostage taking crisis in August 2010, and the Horacio Hacho Castillo, a hazing incident in 2017. And that's all. Thank you.
Before we continue the uses of the report, my name is Crespo Mark Benedicti. So as we continue is the next one is the National Prosecution Service. So pag sinabi po natin National Prosecution Service, ito yung nag-e-examine dun sa ginawang police report ng ating officer. So pinapasa dito yung police report para makapagsagawa ng preliminary investigation yung prosecutors at matignan at malaman natin talaga kung merong there's a probable cause in that is specific crime. So next one is the Court of Justice. So ginagamit din natin yung ating police report para sa may pasa natin sa Court of Justice because isa rin to sa mga naging evidence natin para maging reliable yung ating ating case or ang ating evidences. Ito rin yung nagsisilbing supporting evidence natin. So ito rin yung nagiging supporting evidence ng ating police report. So ginagamit din to sa Court of Justice. At kung saan man mapunta yung case, kung nag-appeal man yung defendant, iakyat yung kaso sa appellant courts natin na tinatawag sa Court of Appeal or sa Supreme Court. Kasama din isasubmit din yung police report because of the para din sa basis din nating ating judge para din sa kaso. So next one is the Prosecution and Defense Counsel. Sabi dito, the same police reports may also given to the counsel for the prosecution and defense when the both of complainant and respondent engage the service of counsel at the time of complaint it's lodged before any judicial body. So ibig sabihin naman dito sa part na to sa ating Prosecution and Defense Counsel, binibigay din sa kanila yung ating police report for their own references kasi ang ating police report is public document, so pwede rin silang mag-have ng copy nito bago iakyat sa ating any judicial body kagaya ng korte at ng ating Korte Suprema. So next one is the media. So, media, yung media po is, alam naman natin na the media is one of the most reliable source of information in our country. So, if we say media, marami agad bumabasok sa isip natin yan. Nagbibigay agad ito ng information. So, ginagamit din ng media yung report na ginawa ng ating police officer para maagawa rin sila ng kanilang scope para mai-present sa public. So, gaya ko nang sabi ko kanina, yung police report is a public document. So, may bibigay din to sa media. Pwede rin itong makuha ng media for their scope, para sa kanilang report din sa atin. Yan, kinukuha din nila yan for their basis. So, the last one is the public and private agencies. So, ito maraming makarelate lalo na sa mga nagmumotor. So, makukuha din, gamit din natin yung ating police report sa public and private agencies. Unang-una po, pag nagkaroon ng aksidente sa mga motor, kotse, magagamit natin to. Hinihingi kasi ito eh. Ito yung mga nagiging requirements ng mga public and private agencies. Kagaya sabihin natin motor trade, may program sila na nagbibigay ng insurance sa mga riders na nakabili ng kanilang mga motor. So, yun ang isa sa mga requirements nila na hinihingi nila yung police report, katunayan na nangyari talaga yung isang insidente. So, pwede rin ito magamit sa mga public agencies gaya ng SSS, makuha yung mga insurance claims na sinatawag, at saka yung mga personal claims, yung mga sa SS natin, yung mga binibigay na pera ng SSS. Yun. Kasama din dito yung mga crime incidents involving foreign alien residents, yung sa embassy. Yun din ang dyan din kailangan natin ibigay yung ating police report. Kailangan din nila yan. So, also in the DSWD, pag merong nagkakaroon ng children and female trafficking, so yun ang umahawak ang ating DSWD. So, nagbibigay din tayo dyan ng police report, magagamit din ng DSWD yan para sa kanilang sariling investigasyon dun sa isang specific na kaso. So, yun lang po para sa uses of report na na-assign sa akin. Thank you po.
Ako nga po pala si Prince Arlan Daquel. Ako po ang magre-report sa report writing process. So, sa report writing process, ito ay upang ipaalam sa mambabasa ang tungkol sa isang paksa. Ito ay simpleng paglalarawan ng mga katotohanan. There are 5 main steps sa report writing process. Ang una ay preparing to write. So, syempre, bago ka sumabak sa report writing process, kailangan mong maging preparado. Kasi naglalaman ng mga purpose, research, at investigation ang isang report writing process. So, pangalawa, organizing the information. Siyempre, sa paggawa din ng report writing process, kailangan din nakasalansan ng maayos. Hindi naman pwede na, alimbawa, ang ulat mo ay nagsasaad sa panimula ng tungkol sa isang krimen na sinaksak ang isang lalaki tapos biglang naging nanalo ang Lakers sa Golden State, di ba? Pangatlo naman ay writing draft copy. So dito naman syempre hindi naman pwede na rekta sulat ka agad. From the word itself na draft copy, syempre parang gagawa ka ng scratch paper na para mas mapabetter yung gawa mo o yung ulat mo at hindi magkagulo-gulo. Kasi sa draft copy, pwede mo pa siya mabura at maayos kung nagkamali ka. Pang-apat naman is editing information. Parang sa writing draft copy lang din siya na para mas mapabetter o mas mapaganda yung ulat mo, kailangan natin siyang i-edit para mas mailahad ng maayos. Panglima, revising the text. Para magkakapatid lang sila ng writing draft copy, editing information, tsaka revising the text. Kasi pare-pare silang pwede ma-edit yung information para mas mapaganda yung kalalabasan ng pag-uulat nito. So, sa report writing process, merong mga katanungan dyan na, alimbawa, paano ang proseso sa paggawa nito? Ikaw ba yung tulad ng writer na kapag nasa actual na pagsulat ka na is pinipindot mo na agad yung keyboard? O ikaw ba yung tipo na tsaka lang pinipindot yung keyboard kapag may magandang ideya na sa isip mo o yung sa nilagay mo sa iyong notes? O ikaw ba yung writer na para kang rapper, yung para kang nagpe-freestyle na kung ano lang yung lumabas sa bibig mo is yun na yun at hindi ka na magdadalawang isip na palitan. And o baka ikaw naman yung writer na humihiling muna sa kataas-taasan na gawin ka munang maging manunulat para kahit na panandalian lamang para lamang magigawa mo ito. Pero alam nyo ba na ang pagdokumento ay may maitutulong sa'yo? Halimbawa na lamang ay merong kang mababalikan sa past para mas maging better ka in the future. Hindi yung past na yung ex mo Siyempre, paano nangyari yun? Sa pamamagitan ng pagbisita sa isang dokumento na ginawa mo, mababalikan mo ito at pwede mo itong gamitin para mag-reflect at baguhin ang iyong hinaharap. And last, ang katotohanan sa paggawa ng ulat ay tiyaga at pagsisikap. At meron din itong proseso na kailangan mong pagdaanan upang magkaroon ka ng kasanayan sa pagsulat nang sa ganon tumagal ang mata ng mga mambabasa sa ginawa mong ulat. Yun lamang po. Salamat.
So guys, next is shown in figure number 2 is the report writing process. You start with pre-writing, which consists of data gathering, recording of facts, and organizing these facts, followed by writing the draft, then evaluating or editing both for contents and form, and lastly, after cleaning up your drafts, rewrite and finalizing. Then, sa chart na ito, pinapakita naman yung mga procedure or mga step sa paggawa ng report. First is pre-writing. Dito naman nakapaloob yung mga gather facts, record, and organize facts na makukuha mo through field interview or on-site investigation, field notes taking using templates, then recording the statements, use of videos or cameras of documentation, and gathering evidence. Next is writing. Dito naman nakapaloob yung writing the drafts na dito mo na rin isusulat yung mga memorandum format based on field notes or filled out templates. Next is evaluating. Dito naman nakapaloob yung evaluating report. Then, dito na rin yung procedure ng editing contents, proofreading form, yon. Tapos, yung mga need mo naman na category sa paggawa ng isang report or pag-evaluate is accuracy, clarity, conciseness, completeness, objectivity, grammar, sentence structure, punctuational, graphic, capitalization, abbreviation, indentation, margins, spacing, numbers, and spelling. Kailangan mo yon kasi ayun yung mga mas magpapalinaw ng report mo. Ito rin yung magpapaganda ng construction ng isang report. And guys, take note, after self-editing, have a peer edit your work before submitting on your superior. Then last, in rewrite and finalizing. Dito mo naman ma-check if may kulang pa or may mali sa gawa mong report. Then, dito mo rin maayos yung pagka-construct na ng report mo para pag sinabit mo, wala nang problema and klaro siya na mababasa. Yun.
Hey everyone, my name is Gian Roman S. Inyasa. From this time, I will discuss the operational reports and types of reports. The types of reports are incident reports, spot reports, and initial investigation reports. From this time, ano nga ba ang operational reports? Operational reports are involved activities related to the protection, welfare, and safety of the public. Yun nga, when we say operational reports, it concern to safety of the public. Our police officer are responsible to conduct an operational report to having a protection of those person or the victims of a certain incident. Police officer conduct different types of reports. Yun nga yung sabi ko kanina, merong incident report, spot reports, and initial investigation report to determine the facts para malaman kung ano ba yung totoong nangyari sa isang insidente. And also, ang pinaka-importante is makuha kung meron ba probable cause na nangyari sa isang incident. Nagpapatunay na merong insidente na naganap or nag-exist. Proceed to types and examples of reports. Incident reports. An incident report is an written account of an event or occurrence. The purpose of these reports is to document the exact details of the occurrence as a basis of further actions of concern public safety officers. Incident reports are the jump-off points of investigation designed to ferret out the facts and recommend solution. When we say incident reports, it is a factual information about the what happened in a certain incident that include the exact details. Sa incident reports is dito nakapaloob or yung purpose nito is to ma-document details by details or the exact details kung ano ba ang nangyari sa isang insidente para magkaroon ng solusyon or mabigyan ng agaraang solusyon sa insidente na yon. Let's proceed to 6 elements of a good incident report. Sa pagsulat or sa paggawa ng isang incident report is meron tayong kailangan tandaan at kailangan i-apply upang magkaroon tayo ng magandang report na gagamitin. Is nakasulat nga dyan yung 5 W's and 1 H na kung saan is makakatulong ito upang mapabilis o mapadali ang pagkuha natin ng detalye sa nangyaring insidente sa isang lugar. Nakapaloob nga dyan yung word na what. Sa what, inalalagay dito ang klase o uri ng nangyaring insidente. Kasama din dyan ang iba't iba pang specific na mga detalye. Sa pagsulat ng isang incident report is kinakailangan or siguraduhin sa isang incident lang umiikot ang iyong report upang maiwasan ang pagkalito or pagkawala sa nagawang report. For example, damage of property. Sa damage of property lang umiikot ang gagawing mo report upang hindi ka malito. Next is yung word na who. Dito naman nakapaloob ang mga tao o sino-sino ang mga taong involved sa isang insidente. Kinakailangan mong kunin yung complete name and address. At kung hindi mo naman siya kilala, is kailangan mo na lang yung obvious description na tinatawag na kung saan yung pagkakalanlan mo sa kanya. Is either yung age and gender and height yung pwede mong ilagay. So naman is yung when. So when naman is ito yung pinaka-importante na dapat natin makuha sa isang pangyayaring insidente na kung saan tumutukoy ito sa petsa at oras ng pangyayari. And sunod naman yung word na where. Ito naman is tumutukoy sa isang lugar na pinangyarihan ng isang insidente. Kailangan, yung ilalagay nating lugar is kailangan be specific upang mapuntahan agad or magkaroon ng response yung ating mga police officer or public safety officer. Next naman is yung word na why. Ito ang root cause o pinagsimulan ng isang insidente or nangyaring insidente. Yung how naman is, yung word na how is, dito naman is nakapaloob ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng pangyayari. Next, spot report. A spot report is a report on an incident that took place in a given area within a public safety officer jurisdiction which pertains to commission of a crime, occurrence of disaster, whether natural or man-made, or unusual incident involving damage to properties, injury, or loss of lives. It is normally submitted within 24 hours of the occurrence of the incident. Sa spot reports is si mismong public safety officer ang naging saksi o nakakita sa isang pangyayari na naganap sa isang krimen. Na kung saan it's either natural or man-made. They need to immediately report sa kanyang superior para magkaroon ng agarang report and resolution sa isang pangyayari. Kailangan masubmit ito within 24 hours of the occurrence of the incident. Next, initial investigation report. An initial investigation report is an offshoot of spot or incident report that requires resolution to be in the form of a formal complaint for a
Open ka. Okay, I think we stop there. No? Very good reporter, no? Kaso may echo. Maganda sana yung paliwanag niyo. Oh, gising na ba? Open cam na nilong muna saglit. Sa midterm, alam ko nagsabi na ako, no? Ay, iba pala, ireg pala dito, no? Sa midterm natin, guys, is PowerPoint presentation po yun, you need a ball pen and paper for our CDIN5. Multiple choice meron. Enumeration meron. Yung mga nabanggit na reporter, meron akong nilagay doon. And also explanation. In terms of enumeration, dapat meron na explanation, no? So, ayan, a piece of paper, hahanda lang tayo sa ating midterm in CDIN5. And also, a piece of advice. Please review until dun sa ating sabi yung pinakalas na reporter, number 3, no? Pero doon lang tayo mag-focus hanggang doon sa police report. Different times sa police report yun. Yung police spot report, final report, yung mga ganun, guys, no? Please memorize that para meron na kayong idea. And also, yan sa multiple choice, madali naman yung multiple choice ko, guys. Yan, nandun lang din naman yan sa ano. Nag-post pala ako ng bagong PowerPoint presentation doon sa Google Classroom. Pa-check na lang, guys. And also, doon po mag-base ako ng aking midterm examination. Okay? And for those na wala dito, good luck. No? Nalalapit ng ano nyo, midterm. Hirap kumuha ng exam kapag ano eh. Ayun yung sa mga, ano, mga absent kapag during midterm. Depende na lang po kung kailan kayo bibigyan ulit ng, ano, ng exam. Depende po sa teacher na magbibigay sa inyo. And also sa akin, ipunin muna natin kung sino hindi nakapag-exam during that time. Pero like I said, may bawas puntos po yan kapag hindi kayo nakapag-exam on the spot. On the spot examination tayo. At mas malaking impact pag on the spot, guys, no? Makikita dito kung may natutunan talaga kayo. And also, kung ready talaga kayo mag-take. Okay? Wait lang. Ano ba yun, be? Ayun. Ito lang po. Okay, ayun lang muna sa ngayon, no? Hanggang sa muli pagkikita, tapos yung reaction paper, baka sa susunod na lang din yun. Mabilis na naman yun. Okay, maraming salamat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.